to the one and only Barbara Walters, who had a birthday yesterday.
That was Whoopi sending out some B-Day love to Barbara on September 25th this year as Barbara turned 93.
We want to say 27 never looked so good.
Well, as we honor Barbara now, as she passed away peacefully at home last night, a legacy has never looked so good, especially when it comes to the creation of The View 26 years ago.
There had not been a show with a group of people sitting together and talking unscripted.
It had Barbara at the helm, and that's when I decided I'll take the job, because if she was in charge of it, it would be a smart show.
The only original co-host who is still on the panel for season 26, Joy Behar, called into Good Morning America this morning to remember her co-host and boss.
We were pals. I mean, we used to have a lot of laughs off camera and on camera, as you saw. She had a work ethic that you couldn't deny. She was always prepared. She was always working on her material. She never went out there and didn't know what she was doing. You know, and that was an important thing to learn. She was a definite role model in that way.
And Joy revealed that part of the reason that Barbara was always working on her material was because she never had to take pee breaks.
She never went to the bathroom. She had an incredible bladder. And that's what, why she always could jump on those interviews before anybody else did.
Well, the other original co-host jumped on the chance to pay tribute to Barbara. Meredith Vieira tweeted, "Barbara Walters blazed the trail for every newswoman, and we will forever follow in her footsteps. May she rest in peace." While Star Jones wrote, "I owe Barbara Walters more than I could ever repay. Rest well, sister, mother, friend, colleague, mentor." And Debbie Matenopoulos said, "You taught me everything I know about interviewing people and about doing live TV. You taught me how to be professional on a set and in just about every life situation I could ever be in. I learned so much simply by watching you and being in your presence. You always gave 100% and you expected nothing less from any of us. You are and you will forever be my fairy godmother and my hero."
I don't know that I would be doing what I'm doing had she not been there first and literally fought her way to the top.
Lisa Ling, who joined the panel in season 3 for 3 seasons, shared the non-career advice that Barbara was emphatic about giving her when she was on the show.
She would always say to me, she would look me in the eyes and would say, "Lisa, no matter what, I know you're very ambitious, but if anything sticks with you, let it be never neglect your personal life."
She was my TV mom, as I called her. I had the privilege of sitting with her for 10 years.
Elisabeth Hasselbeck took Lisa's vacated spot in 2003 and was on Fox and Friends this morning, revealing just how much of a continuing guiding force Barbara was in her life.
Actually, when my time at The View came to a close, Barbara Walters went to Roger Ailes and advocated for me to have the position there. So she has always been tenderhearted to me.
Yeah, so Elisabeth went from being fired from The View to being hired, with apparently Barbara's help, at Fox and Friends, the Fox News morning show.
I'm a different woman because of Barbara Walters.
Very sad to hear about Barbara Walters passing. Although 93, man, who wouldn't take that?
Rosie O'Donnell took to TikTok to publicly acknowledge the passing of her friend, her former coworker, her sometimes estranged friend, but it's clear that there's still major love between Rosie and Barbara.
May she rest in peace, and may everyone remember just what barriers she broke down for women. She really did. She was the first, and will always be remembered.
After Rosie's brief but incredibly memorable first stint on The View, Sherri Shepherd joined in 2007, and as she now hosts her own self-titled talk show, she writes today, "Thank you, Barbara Walters, for giving a shy girl who didn't like to debate a 7-year chance of a lifetime. Thank you for allowing me to find my voice and encouraging me to fly. My heart hurts, but I'll always love you, lady." Current host Sunny Hostin started doing guest hosting stints in 2014, Barbara's last season. She wrote today, "The world has lost a remarkable woman today. I am heartbroken to hear of Barbara's passing. She was an extraordinary, meticulous, and no-nonsense journalist with a wicked sense of humor. She shattered countless glass ceilings and did it with grace and humility. While I'm deeply saddened by this loss and will miss her terribly, I'm forever grateful for the trails she blazed for me and so many others. I'm humbled and honored to carry on her legacy. Rest in power." Jenny McCarthy was only there for 1 season, but that happened to be Barbara's last season as well. And apparently this is the only photo that Jenny could find of her and Barbara. Whoa, look at that quality. But Jenny writes, "My dear Barbara, thank you for your love, guidance, support, nurturing, and for making a seat for me at the table. Your impact on the world is immeasurable. Your impact on me will never be forgotten." Meghan McCain, who didn't sit on the panel until after Barbara retired, but she was a guest, Meghan posted this shot from when she just stopped by The View, And you'll notice that the framing is a bit odd. It's cutting out the other half of the table. That would be where Joy and Whoopi are. Meghan is still on that. Oh God. But she briefly distracted herself and paid tribute to Barbara, writing, Barbara Walters will always be known as a trailblazer. Her hard-hitting questions and welcoming demeanor made her a household name and leader in American journalism. She was the ultimate ceiling breaker for women in television, for which we were all lucky enough to follow. Other View hosts that came after Barbara's departure still acknowledged that they had jobs because of Barbara's idea back in 1997. Michelle Collins revealed that one of the first rites of passage in becoming a host on The View was to have lunch with Barbara Walters. Few times in my life have I been that nervous. She was an absolute trailblazer, class, elegance, smarts that are increasingly hard to come by. I'll always be grateful. Rest in peace. She then tweeted this photo saying it's the only photo she has of her and Barbara together backstage at The View. Our energies summed up quite nicely here. Sarah Haines, Rosie Perez, Nicolle Wallace, and Elisabeth Griffin also paid their respects, while Paula Ferris wrote on her Instagram story, forever grateful to have learned from one of the best. Anna Navarro loves seeing a clip from her preview days where Barbara called out these show's makeup artist.
She's got that. Where's Karen?
Karen
Come
Dupuis
on.
not here.
This is Karen Dupuis. She transforms us in the
our
morning.
hair. Karen, get out here.
There's Miss Karen.
Now look at Karen.
She had to put lip gloss on.
Look at her hair. Now
She transforms us.
chic.
Look how cool she is.
Karen cuts her own hair. It's very chic and
yes.
it looks so gorgeous.
Yes,
Now
it
look at
does.
her.
Yes, we called you out here to show because they were talking about Eva Longoria. She cut her hair, but you know.
And I said, Karen has her hair like that all the time,
Yeah,
right?
It's
right.
gorgeous.
And
And you don't look frumpy. Not at all.
Barbara's accomplishments in news and interviews are legendary already, but then she has, The View as well, this little thing called The View, this insanely popular talk show that has run for 26 seasons with no signs of stopping because it's the #1 daytime talk show. Amazing. But what'd you think of The View hosts taking a little time to honor Barbara's view? And nope, Whoopi has not said anything yet.